P&O Cruises cancelled our cruise. Now, to redeem our future cruise credit, we've got to spend upwards of £1,200 on a brand new cruise. Now, we don't think this is right. Let's discuss it.
So, as you would have recently seen, we had a fantastic Norwegian sailing on P&O Aurora. But what you didn't get to see was the full holiday that we were supposed to have. So we were booked onto the first 3 days following Aurora's refit, but P&O did cancel with about 23 hours notice that cruise was about to happen. P&O did offer us compensation, which is in the form of a 20% future cruise credit, but we can only redeem it on a new booking.
Now, without sounding like a diva, to me that sounds really silly. So we've already booked a cruise for next year to go to the Caribbean, and when we heard about the cancellation, of course, we were gutted, but the fact that we got some small compensation, we thought, well, we can put that towards that future cruise. So when we got in touch with P&O Cruises to do it, they just essentially said, no, you can't, you have to book a whole new cruise. And I did say, well, with all due respect, do you think that's really fair to loyal customers that have already booked future cruises? At the end of the day, let's be clear, P&O Cruises cancelled the cruise very last minute. The least they can do, in our opinion anyway, is to compensate us, but dictating that you can only use that compensation in a certain way, to me, is astronomical. It's crazy.
Doesn't make sense, does it? No, and we have had a look, so we've done a bit of research to look at an equivalent cruise, so an equivalent 3-night cruise on P&O Aurora with as close to the same room as we could get. It would cost us £1,200 to book that cruise to redeem our £167.60 future cruise credit compensation, which is ludicrous. It makes less than no sense. It's completely just
bonkers.
And quote Rose, absurd.
This is absurd.
and we're not doing that, of course.
No, we will not do that.
It's crazy. What was interesting, Royal Caribbean recently, they overbooked a load of cruises. Now, of course, they have compensated those passengers, but their compensation packages are crazy in comparison.
Like night and day.
What were the options again?
So with Royal, they did a couple, but the best one that we saw is they gave a full refund for the cancelled cruise, plus that same value, so 100%, as future cruise credit.
Now that is what you call customer service.
Exactly, you can't beat it, can you?
Now, I mean, in comparison to what P&O Cruises have offered for the future cruise credit, it's pennies, isn't it? Now, I wouldn't begrudge that as much if they just let you use that on whatever you wanted.
Yeah, if you could say, fine, you've inconvenienced me by cancelling my cruise and thank you for offering some compensation.
It's something.
Exactly. I will now use that compensation however I want.
Yeah.
We have a booking coming up. We'd love to apply it to that cruise.
100%.
But we can't. We have to book a new one. And you can get some really cheap cruises. I saw one this morning, £484 for a 2-night on Iona. It's likely to be a bit of a booze cruise. That's not really our vibe. We don't like it as much anymore. On alcohol-free beer right now, it's just eat. But there are options. So that would have effectively almost been like a half-price cruise if we would have used it. So you can use your money well. But you shouldn't have to use it on one that's of a different kind of vibe than what you're looking for.
It was a different ship.
Different ship,
shorter cruise.
Shorter cruise and a completely different
vibe.
Totally, yeah.
So yeah, it's not fair really to compare it to that. You know, the other one that we compared it to was more or less a like for like, 3 nights on Aurora in an ocean view, and it came to just over £1,200.
Yeah.
So we've told you our story, and in our opinion, here's what we think should happen. All we're asking essentially is for P&O to change their policy. So if you're using future cruise credit, you can put that to whatever you want, whether it's a previous sailing or something new. That is your money, essentially, to do with what you want as long as you spend it with P&O Cruises. And I think that's completely reasonable.
Yeah, I completely agree. But what I'd really stress from kind of like my business world is put your passengers or your consumers, however you wrap that up, put them first, because they can make or break your company.
Absolutely.
And the more you value them, the more they will in turn value you. So yeah, just put us first, put everyone first is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Not us as individuals, but us as in your whole client base.
Gosh, and everyone knows I need a little bit of positive PR.
Yeah,
This is one way of getting it.
exactly.
Just give back to the people that cruise with you and show a little bit of flexibility rather than hiding behind T's and C's. Actually look at your T's and C's and listen to your customers and say, you know what? They've got a point. It's valid. Let's change that. And really actually show the cruising community that you care about them and you want them to use your services and feel valued.
Yes, 100%. We really do enjoy cruising with P&O. We have such a great time on their ships. And as you said, we've got a future one coming up, which we're really excited for because it's our first kind of family holiday, you know? So we're really looking forward to that one. And we love P&O. We really hope that you take this with the intent that we mean behind it and there are no disciplinary measures as a result, because we are really giving this feedback from the heart based on what we believe would help make your company just a bit more positively seen.
Yeah, absolutely. We're not recording this to intently be negative at all. We're not doing it just for clicks. We're saying it because we truly think we've got a point, and if you make that change, I think it would make a lot of people very happy.
Yes. And if you just look at your competitive set, look at your peers, look at what Royal Caribbean have just done. There are policies that can work out there and make their passengers really happy. And sometimes some of the best customer services that you go through are when you've had something bad happen. And if it's been resolved in a really positive way, that actually builds more loyalty than if you just had a good time to begin with.
Yeah.
Because you feel seen, you feel heard, you feel valued, you see the business go the extra mile to resolve your problem. So we would really just stress, like, resolve this for your passengers, past and hopefully future.
Yeah, I agree. Well, thank you for bearing with us and letting us vent about our P&O woes. But of course, we've got so much more to come. So don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell so we can notify you the next time we release new videos.
And if you could give this video a little like if you feel it's resonated with you, that'd be great. And leave a comment below. We'd really be interested to hear your stories as well about even this sailing, this very booking. Like, what's your experience been? We have heard rumours that other people have had different levels of compensation. So it'd be interesting to hear below in the comments, or just from any other line. What have your experiences been? How have you seen the cruise lines step up and really kind of help deliver a better service long term?
It'd be great to hear from you. Until then, why not check out some of these awesome videos right here.